father, who is a very prominent judge, is arrested for his mom's murder, and he, Robert Downey Jr., has to defend him and becomes this criminal attorney. So they kind of had a strained relationship, and then through this courtroom drama, they're trying to come together, and then the question of, Robert Downey Jr. trying to figure out who really did it. So it's a very interesting movie. This has got an amazing ensemble. Vera Farmiga from Bates Motel, Vincent D'Onofrio, Billy Bob Thornton. I'm very excited for this movie.
It kind of sounds a little bit like Grosse Pointe Blank.
Right.
Just because, I know I always forget his name.
John Cusack?
Thank you, John Cusack. He was a great role. I really liked him in that role. But no, he comes back for his high school reunion after he's left and became like a contract hitman.
Yes.
And and goes to visit his mom. His mom is in a home and just not all there. And for some reason he's trying to rekindle with the old girlfriend. And obviously a little bit different, but the same sort of thing. Like come back to where he grew up for something, and everything's all messed up.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it has been done before. I think, and I mentioned that in the article. It is kind of redone. We've all done the city slicker coming back to his hometown roots thing, but I'm hoping that with Downey Jr. in it and Robert Duvall, who is one of my favorite actors of all time, that it can elevate a kind of cliche script, past that. But I don't know. You always need a good director, a great script, and an amazing cast. So if all of those components aren't there, I could see this movie kind of being a retread. But I'm excited.
Right on. Any other stuff you got working on, or?
Okay, yes. And then Whiplash.
Okay, yes. Yep.
Whiplash, which is a music drama, which stars Miles Teller, who was in The Spectacular Now, and that movie, the one with Zac Efron, which his name's escaping me because that movie was so forgettable. Honestly, I don't remember what it is. I thought I was going to.
Trading Places?
Yeah, he's in this, and he plays a student, and his teacher. He's a jazz musician, a drummer, and then his teacher, played by J.K. Simmons, who played infamously, I believe, he played. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right now. But Peter Parker's editor in the original Spider-Man movies.
Okay.
Okay, so he's playing his teacher, and things really, he's pushing him hard, and it's about this student-teacher relationship that starts really getting intense. The guy is a hardcore, he publicly humiliates him. It's about Miles Teller's character kind of rising to this occasion. Paul Reiser from Mad About You also stars as Miles Teller's father in the movie.
Oh. How about that? Yeah. I haven't heard anything from Paul Reiser now. How long?
I know. I'm excited. This could be his comeback.
Sure.
Well, you never know. But yeah. I am excited to see the movie.
Well, here's a few things. Sorry. Do you have any more? Because I don't want to cut you off here.
Oh no. I mean, the rest we can. It will be up on the website later. So
okay.
Nothing. No big.
Okay. This will only take 2 seconds, anyways. Because one thing I was kind of excited for that was really bummed because it didn't work the way I thought it would is a few cartoons. I know I'm not gonna deny it. I like my cartoons. So there's like a brand new Simpsons episode, and then they did a Simpsons Family Guy mashup. And
right, yeah.
And where I thought it was gonna be pretty funny, the first few minutes were, and then it was kind of like why did you guys even bother doing this?
Oh, really? That bad?
Yeah, it just wasn't that funny. You think it would be with those two, but no, it wasn't really. I mean, the only funny thing is they had to leave town because he started writing comics, and then a couple of them were just kind of sexist, and the one that even though it's really sexist, it's funny anyways. It's the comic he drew was. He's at the doctor's office or the repair. No, he's at the repair shop, and he's like my dishwasher's broken, and his wife's lying on the table.
Oh.
I mean, come on! You can't tell me that's not a little bit funny.
Okay, well maybe you say it again, and maybe I missed it.
Well, just the fact they said my dishwasher's broken, and he brought his wife in to get fixed.
Oh, okay. All right, now I get it a little bit. Yeah, I can laugh at that.
I was gonna say, do we need to clip a crickets here or something? Like,
I didn't get it. I'm sorry. I was a little slow on that one. But
yeah. But yeah, other than that, it was just like, was really disappointing. It's like, this is. I know it had potential to be really funny, but they messed up. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, but really, as far as I'm concerned too, as much as I like those shows, they're not really fun anymore. I think they should be done and call it quits. So, but that's just my personal opinion. The other thing I just finished watching, and this is a select crowd who likes the show, but is the 8th season of Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I know there's it's not kind of a cult classic series, but not. I mean, a lot of people know about them and like them, but I mean, I personally I watch it and I still as funny as ever. I mean, they did a really good job. There's a few characters that didn't come back, but the rest of the cast is there, and it's pretty funny. And one of the funniest parts is, I know I've talked about Trailer Park Boys before, but one of the characters, Ricky, like he's an idiot, and you can't fathom how anyone could be this stupid, right? But he is, And the thing is, the character that plays him, the guy who plays him, Rob Wells, is like that good of an actor that he really's got to convinced that he really is that stupid. And because he likes to party a lot, right? And he got this goldfish called Orangey. Orangey, yeah. And for some reason thought that this fish could handle alcohol. So I give it alcohol, and of course his two buddies Ricky says, "Oh yeah, I know, he's just sleeping." He goes, "Oh no, when he wakes up, I'll feed him in an hour when he wakes up, but don't wake him up." And he's like, "Oh my god!" Like, they think to myself, is he really this stupid? Thinks that the fish is sleeping and it's not dead. So they did a whole a whole kind of joke on that throughout the show. I mean, it wasn't the main focus, but it was part of the focus. But it was really funny because they had to get a whole bunch in reserve because he doesn't know the difference. So pretty much he kills the fish by accident, not realizing because he's that stupid. They replace the fish, and one of them's got a whole cooler full of goldfish to replace them with.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, it's not for everybody, but it is like kind of one of those ones that's in many cases it's so stupid it's funny.
I got you. But, yeah, I think it's available on Netflix.
Yes,
now.
that's where that's where I saw it, sort of. I'll explain that later.
Okay.
When we're off the air. So those are the two things that a few things that I thought about some of the TV I've been able to watch. Otherwise than that, it's been just other stuff and just waiting for these new TV episodes to come out.
I know, it's very exciting, but it's kind of stressful too because you're hoping. I have to remind myself that I have to actually, set the DVR to make sure they're going to come on because I'm used to having you don't have to set it every time a show that's returning it comes on, but you got to start them up for the new stuff. And
make sure you put any time slot in any days just in case it switches. So
exactly.
But yeah, so I mean, we'll have more time about next week because I keep on thinking it's like, oh, they're gonna start this week. It's like, oh, it's next week. Oh, they're gonna start with no, it's next week after. But we're positive they're starting this week. So this Friday we'll be talking about the Flash and Arrow.
Yes, they will be back. Arrow will be back, and the Flash will begin. And I think I saw a little bit of a teaser last night for that, so it does. I'm excited, and some people are drawing a lot of comparisons to Smallville, which for me is a very big plus. But this week that had been on something that I had said to possibly check out was the comedy A to Z and Bad Judge on NBC. They both started last night. Bad Judge stars Kate Walsh from where she was on Private Practice and Grey's Anatomy. But in the A to Z stars Christina Milioti, who was the mother on How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Okay, so it's basically telling how this couple came together, and then apparently, but here's the bummer, I read, and I didn't realize this when I'd written about it, that it's basically telling you in flashbacks because they're not together anymore.
Okay.
So it's kind of like 500 Days of Summer.
Okay.
So it's kind of disappointing that we see all this romance and then we know they're going to break up. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, well, probably not something I'm going to watch anyway, so...
Well, for all the How You Met Your Mother fans who may have missed her, she's popping back up.
All right, on. So that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Bloggers Corner. We'll be back next week, obviously, and then we'll have Arrow and Flash talk about. and the season finale of Witches of the East End. Hopefully it's not the series finale, but you never know. So, until next time, thank you so much for listening. This has been Dr. Bones and Britt.
Happy blogging!
Talk to you soon. Bones out.